On the stand.
It's on the stand, is it? Yeah. Great. Great. Well, thanks for inviting me along. Substitutes come off the bench. So my name is Mike Hiner. I run a business called Strategic Asset Protection. Hopefully the slides are there. Yeah. So we work with clients that want to more fully protect and preserve their assets and their wealth for future generations, really. But I'm here now to talk to you about really my journey on, dare I say it, 51-year-old man, TikTok. That's where it started for me. Started on TikTok pretty much 2 years to the day, as you'll see in a bit when I show you that very first video. And it's just gone ballistic, as you'll also see. But who am I, first of all? So, well, a little agenda, first of all. So we're going to do a little introduction to me, obviously, and the business. My story as the asset protection guy, that's my social handle. Why I knew social media was so important, that's really, really key. My results, I'm going to show you my results, which you might think, oh gosh, for the last 60 days. The numbers we've now got on Facebook as well, so we've gone from TikTok onto Facebook, onto Instagram as well, and the Facebook following is really growing as well, which is great. The opportunities that have come to me from the stuff that we now do on social media, which is really, really exciting, and how the business has actually grown, and then we're going to have a bit of a questions at the end. So, this is me. I started my business, well, I started out back in 2000 in the corporate sector. So I used to work with Barclays, doing the old financial advice and all that sort of stuff. And then in 2007, I decided, you know what? I don't want to do this corporate anymore. I want to set up on my own business and I want to do financial services myself on my own, and away we go. So I set up in 2007, just before the crash. Great timing. But luckily it went well, and yeah, it was fine at the end of the day. Managed to get through it. And then in 2012, I was looking for an additional service to add to that existing financial services business. And wills was very logical to me. So I don't know if any of you have seen the videos, but I did a video about my mum. My mum was disinherited. And that's part of the reason why I do what I do. So in 2012, I did all my qualifications. I started offering wills as a lead generation service, really, for my financial services business. And again, so in 2012, obviously, we started doing that, continued to do that all the way through until about 2018. And in 2018, it became very apparent to me that everybody was doing financial services, everybody. But nobody was really focusing on the wills and the trusts and the power of attorney and the strategy stuff that we really wanted to work on. So in 2018, I deregulated completely from financial services altogether to focus on the estate planning piece full time. So obviously in 2018, obviously we did that. Obviously in the business then just kind of went, steady, client to client kind of thing. And then we had COVID. Okay, now COVID, although COVID was horrific, from a business point of view, it changed the rules for us because they allowed us to start doing Zoom calls, taking instruction over Zoom. And that for me was a light bulb moment. So in 2000, obviously, whenever it was, 2020 or 1920, wherever it was, I started to do Zoom calls. Before that, obviously, I was staying within a 50-mile radius of where I lived, which was, all right. But I wanted to be kind of all over the country, really. So Zoom allowed me to do that. And then in 2000 and, well, it must have been 2022, after kind of going from kind of client to client to client, I'd done a little bit on Facebook, a little bit on LinkedIn, never really got the traction. And I went to a networking event, and there was a speaker at the networking event talking about, what are you doing as a business owner to generate leads from social media? So I thought, well, I'm trying to do that. I'll go along and listen. So I went along and listened. And at the end of it, I got speaking to him, and he said to me, what you should be doing is small snippets of information about certain topics on estate planning on TikTok. So I was like, TikTok, hang on a minute. No, my daughters are on TikTok. Absolutely no chance that my clients are going to be on TikTok. Absolutely no chance at all. So he says, well, look, there's a whole world of people consuming content on TikTok. It's the place to be. Remember, this is back in 2022. So I thought, TikTok, really? How am I going to do this? So I thought, right, okay, I'll take that on board. I sat with it for about 3 or 4 weeks. And then I thought, you know what, I'm just going to do a video. So I stood in my office with my little flip chart. I don't know if you've seen the videos, but you'll see I always got a flip chart with me. I did a little video, very first video that I did. And I kind of binned it for a bit. I just kind of, put it to one side and I continued to think about it. And then I went home one day, it was a Friday night, and I spoke to my daughter, Mary. And I said, Mary, your dad's going on TikTok. And she said, no, you're not. Absolutely no chance. It's so embarrassing. All my friends are on TikTok. They'll see you. I'm having no chance. I said, well, I am. I'm going on TikTok and I need you to help me put together a profile picture and page. So she was like, okay. So she helped me put together my profile page and I uploaded that one video that I did. One video. And that was on the Friday night. So Mary went off to bed about 9:30, 9:45 time. And she said to me after we posted it, oh, how's the video going? I thought, I haven't even thought about it. So I kind of bring it all up again. And we looked at the video and it'd done 150 views, something along those sort of lines. And she goes, well, that's really quite good for your very first video. That's not bad at all. 150 views. Fantastic. I thought, well, okay, fine, perfect. Switched it off again, continued doing what I was doing, went to bed. The following morning, I woke up and my phone, which I keep beside my bed, no, I shouldn't probably do, but I keep beside my bed, it was just buzzing. Buzz, buzz, buzz. And I thought, who the heck is that trying to get hold of me this time in the morning? So I picked up the phone, looked at it, and it was just comment after comment after comment after comment. And the amount of people that had actually viewed that video overnight, 30,000 people had viewed that overnight. And that was it. From there, it just went absolutely ballistic. So on the Saturday morning, I thought, great, hang on a minute, strike while the iron's hot here sort of thing. I'll get back into the office, I'll do another video. So I went back into the office, I did another video, and I posted that on a Saturday afternoon. And that ended up doing over 100,000 views. And then the following started to grow. So the moral of this story is, I'm going to show you those videos in a bit, and I'll show you where we are and all the rest of it where we are at the moment as well. But it's so important. I can't tell you, I was so apprehensive about getting onto the social media. It is so, so important for your business. You need to be swimming in the pond where everybody is swimming. And that's what I thought when I thought about getting on social media. It was all about trying to get in front of the masses. Not about talking to my peers or trying to get leads from, people that have got existing businesses or referral business or anything like that. It was about me getting in front of the masses. And the only way I could think about doing that at the time was through TikTok. It had a massive reach. It still has a massive reach. Is there anybody here who's on TikTok? Okay, couple. Is there anyone here that's actually posted a video on TikTok? Okay, and how are you finding it?
It's all right. I mean, I'm really sporadic with it, so I do it and then almost forget I'm on it for 2 or 3 weeks before I post again. But the views are somewhere between 200 and about 1,000.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Absolutely. How many followers you got?
Only like 840.
Well, that's still not bad. It's still not bad. And did you get business from it?
Yeah, I've had a few leads from it, yeah.
Perfect. There you go. And that's what it's all about. It's not about having a huge, huge following. You just need like we say, a couple of hundred followers, as it were, and you'll start getting business from it. It's really, really important. So the other things with it, it drives traffic to my social media, not to my, to my website. So all my social media, it drives traffic to all my other services. So if people see me on TikTok, they'll go to my Instagram, they'll go to my Facebook, they'll go to my website. I get so many inquiries directly from my website where they've been taken from the TikTok to my website. They've looked at the website. It's that social proof again. They then make contact, as it were. Okay, people become familiar with your brand. Again, that's really, really important as well. Yeah, people see you. I don't have that anymore where I have to tout for business. I don't have to go out there anymore and say, hi, I'm Mike, this is what we do for a business. People have already seen me. They've already liked me. They already know that I know what I'm talking about, and they engage. I don't do any of that anymore, so it's simple. The business just walks in the door. It really, really does. And the other thing on this is it's promoting my business 24/7, 365. I don't have to do anything for it other than post a video every now and then. So this is where we are today. Well, nearly. So currently, this is my Facebook profile. It says on here 72,000 followers. It's about 73,500, I think it is at the moment, which is a lot. It's a bit overwhelming. I'll tell you, it is overwhelming because it's got to that stage now where, we've got an office here later, but we've got an office in London, and I get stopped quite often now at Paddington Station, where people come up to me and go, oh, you're the guy from TikTok. It's like, yes, I'm the guy from TikTok. Yes, indeed I am. Absolutely. But that's the power of social media, as it were. So now, Some of the other things on here, okay? I only follow 70 people. So take that from what you want. I got 170,000 likes on the videos. So some of these videos here, you can see this has done 616,000. This one's done nearly 1 million views. This one's done 660,000. You know, there's a lot of engagement there. People are enjoying the content, as it were. This here was the very, very first video I did. God, look how basic it is. You know, so basic. And that's what people like. I've got Joe now who does all my Facebook stuff. So he takes the videos from TikTok and he puts them onto Facebook. Now I spoke with Joe at the start of the year because we kind of figured that we were going to have some sort of a strategy for this year as to what we were going to do, what the numbers were going to be. So Joe's in charge literally of just doing everything with regard to Facebook. And I said to Joe, I'm getting quite concerned that the videos are quite basic because it's just me standing there with my flip chart, you know, and I thought, you've seen all these other people with their videos with the flashy in the video, you know, and the photographs and such like. And I thought maybe we should try that. So Joe said, that's no problem. I'll take some of the videos, we'll try some of those, adding some bits and pieces in. And you know what? They bombed. They weren't interested. People weren't interested in it. They were only interested in the fact that it's just the simple ones. So when you repost them again without all that glitz and glamour, perfect. Off they went again. Lots of viewing again. So that was the very first video. As you can see, it's sitting today at 59,500 views. It's been shared 1,574 times. That's shared, that's gone elsewhere. So who knows where? So this is one that I did fairly recently, about a week and a half ago. So that says now 206,000 views. So it's currently about 280 odd thousand views now. That is, again, that's been shared 2,167 times. It's been favorited. It's where people have put it into their favorite thing. 2,238 times. Crazy. This is just me. That's the bit I find really kind of strange about it. You know, I've got clients now that are on Harley Street. I've got hedge fund guys. And I sit there and I think, why are you on TikTok? I don't understand why you are on TikTok. And why the hell are you listening to me? It's crazy. But that's just how it is. And that's on. I'm no genius with any of this. Yeah, anybody can do this stuff. It's quite simple. It's just having the confidence just ultimately to stand up there, put your head above the pit and, dare I say it, have a go. That's really all this is. So these are my performance figures just on TikTok for the last 60 days. 60 days. So my videos have been viewed nearly 1 million times. 960,000 times those videos have been viewed. Okay? People have gone to my profile 9,700 times. I've got 1,600 comments. The likes are over here, 13,500. But when you go back to the views here, this is down from the last 60 days, from the 5th of November to January 3rd, 138,000 down. So you can see the videos are actually getting so much engagement. As you can see here, anytime I post, up it goes again. Unique views. So this is new viewers that haven't seen my stuff before. In the last 60 days, 757,000 people, yeah? So this is the Facebook. So again, didn't really do much with Facebook. I found Facebook a little bit more complicated. But Joe's a great lad. He runs his own little agency sort of thing. I took him on. He's grown this. He's grown this in 10 months. We had about maybe 300 followers at that point. We've now got just over 15,000. And that's all that is just converting the same videos across onto Facebook. And again, so we're now starting to get business from that as well. And Instagram. Instagram's not really the platform for us, dare I say it. It's more Facebook and TikTok are the two platforms for us. Don't really do a lot on LinkedIn either. Have a profile, but don't really do a lot on there. So with our process, so when clients obviously come to us, we send them a link to book in to have a kind of a clarity call with us. Okay, so this is again, the last 60 days, through Calendly, the results through Calendly. So in the last 60 days, we've had 141 people book in for whatever that is, a clarity call, a sign up, whatever it is. 141. We've completed 115 appointments. 115 appointments in 60 days. Rescheduled 17, obviously, and cancelled 18. Now, with this, when I first started, I had none of this in place. I had no Calendly in place, no nothing. It was overwhelming to start with, because it was just me on my own. And now all of a sudden I'm getting all these people contact me on a daily basis. So what we ended up doing was I got, obviously got the Calendly all sorted out. I don't speak to anybody now unless they book in and they pay. I don't have time in my diary to speak to anyone that just rings me up and wants to speak to me. So we send out links to everybody via email. So 141 people have paid 50 quid just to speak to me. That's before we do any business or anything like that. So I'm monetizing what we've now created by having these Calendly links. So if they don't proceed or whatever, I've been paid for the time. And I only spend for that 50 quid, 20 minutes. Now I open the diary every morning, Monday to Friday, between 10 and 12. So I do 4 in the morning. Every single morning. You can't get in to see me for one of these now until nearly the end of April. So the diary's stacked. The rest of the day is kind of all the other people that we've seen before that are now looking to sign up and such like. So it's all being monetized. Everything's being monetized. But I'm only doing that because of the social media and the numbers that we're actually getting. So from all of that, obviously it's led to a lot of opportunities. So like I'm doing now, I've been invited along from Tom to come and speak, which is great. Just little old me again. So this is me speaking here at the Scottish Property and Investment Conference. This was last year up in Edinburgh. Got invited to go and talk about asset protection and all that sort of stuff up there. And then this here is me speaking, I don't know if you know the Nobu Hotel in London. So I went and spoke there with the ultimate investor in front of all these massive investors, and people have flown in from all over the world and such like. And there's little old me standing on the stage talking about wills and trusts and strategy stuff and all that sort of stuff. Incredible. Also, the business is evolving, obviously. So we have got, obviously, the main business. Strategic asset protection is still the main business. It's still the one that all the leads come into, okay? But we have clients now, obviously, that strategic asset protection can't service because we don't have those qualifications. So we now have a second, Success CXP. So we do now strategy stuff with regard to businesses, high net worth individuals, all the IHT planning stuff we do through Success CXP. So the two have linked. And as a result of that also, in the next few weeks, we've also got a secondary business starting, which is called Zumo Health, which is offering affordable healthcare to the masses again. So again, that's going to be publicized again through our TikTok channel out there again. It's a great opportunity again for us, but it's all about now residual income. That's what we're trying to drive now. Residual income from everything. So I'm getting obviously my day-to-day income from here. I'm getting residual income from here, and I'm now getting residual income from Zumo Health as well. So it's all go, go, go. And it's still just me. And as a result of all of that, obviously, we've now got, obviously, a second office. So this is my main office. We're based just down near Chippenham, near Bath. So I've got a little office there. And then we've also now got the office, the posh office in Mayfair in London as well. So we've got all the corporate clients come to there that we see. And any clients that are around that London area, we get them to come into London. And there we go. And that's me. Whistle stop. Any questions at all?
Sorry, can I just...
Yeah.
Obviously with social media it can be quite unpredictable. Would you recommend, or have you got like a plan B strategy in place? So like the other day, Meta logged thousands of people out of Instagram and Facebook. Like it's not fail safe. So
No, it's not. Well, we've got the different platforms, obviously.
Yeah.
But the thing I've got, I'll tell you a story actually about the whole of the sharing of the videos. Last year, kind of, must have been August, September time, I had a guy email me, and then he rang me. And I said to him, I had a conversation with him, and I said to him, how did you get my details? And he said, well, it's a funny story, he said, because I was in Portugal last week, and I spoke to a guy over there who told me I needed to speak to you. I was just like, now that's really quite crazy. Really quite crazy. But that's, in answer to your question, that's ultimately it. It's the way that everything's been shared, and the fact that we've now also got that following. People already know who we are, kind of thing. It's almost kind of there, dare I say it. Even if they close us down, it's going to be, we did have some problems with TikTok right at the start because of the, with the algorithm when you're talking about death planning, for instance, that red line, that sort of thing. But again, funny enough, again, somebody from TikTok actually contacted me and wanted me to do their planning. And I said to her, well, I'm having this problem at the moment with this. So again, she was like, oh, well, leave that with me. I'll sort that and I've never had any problems since. So it's amazing. Yeah.
Right. You said you get you've got 1,600 comments?
1,600 comments
Yeah.
in the last 60 days across the videos, yeah.
Right. Do you reply to each one of those?
Most of the time, yes.
Every one of those 1,600
I try my best. I try my best, yeah.
It must take you hours.
Yeah, it does. But do you know what? It's the best way for the algorithm just to keep pushing it out there. It really is. It's the same thing. If you've got a TikTok account and you post a video, a little top tip for you is when you post it, immediately like it and immediately comment on it. Because that again gets the algorithm going, oh actually, you know, there's some engagement on this, we'll push it out a bit further. But if you just post it and just leave it.
So you like and you comment on your own videos?
Yeah. Yeah, so I just immediately like it and I just put a little comment, almost like, you know, if you need any help, contact us. Done. You know, simple. Sorry? Yeah, anything. Doesn't make any difference.
Do you feel a bit like in charge of a runaway train?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes,
How
I
do you
did.
deal with that?
To be honest, I did. Right at the start, my wife will tell you, it was horrific. Yeah. I found it really, really overwhelming. And I still find it overwhelming. I find it overwhelming with the Zoom calls that I do in the morning because, you know, when you start the Zoom and somebody comes on, the first thing they always say is, "Hi, Mike." And it's like, oh, you know, I don't know you from Adam, but you know, that I find really difficult. I find it difficult when people come up to me in the, you know, in the street and at the station and such like as well. Yeah, it is a bit strange. But yeah, it was extremely overwhelming.
But you don't regret it?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is stressful. It is stressful. You know, as my wife will tell you, it's stressful, but you know, it's difficult to explain really. It's taken the business from, you know, where it was to almost kind of, you know, people kind of, because you're on, dare I say, social media, so people look at you and they almost put you as that kind of authority figure. You know, so like I said before, I don't have that now where I have to tout for business. I don't need to go on LinkedIn and, you know, post this and this about the business and this is what we're doing, and you know, because it just comes in on a daily basis.
Is your daughter proud of you now?
Yeah. And all her friends follow me. So they all come round and say, "Oh, you know, Mike, how's it doing?" Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a story about that as well. My mum, bless her, she's got a swimming group. And they go for coffees and such like afterwards. And they got onto because I put my mum's property into trust a few years back now. And mum was talking to this lady about, you know, what she'd done and such like. And this lady said to her, Marion, I think her name was, she said, "Oh, well, I'm thinking about getting mine done." She said, "But, you know, no disrespect to you," she said, "but I'm going to go and see this bloke over here." And she pulled out her phone and she showed her a picture of me, you know. And my mum went, that's my son." She was, no. So then my mum was getting her phone out and showing her all the photos. "See, it's my..." So she brought Miss Mary around to my office and she was there and she wanted a photograph with me. It's just like, that sort of stuff I just find really kind of bonkers, really. But it's, you know, strange. Sorry, yeah.
Curious what your process is for planning or deciding on the topics and the content, how you structure it and decide what you're going to say, and then second part is, have you done anything consciously to make yourself appealing and charismatic on video?
No.
Other than your own natural talent?
No. I'll be honest. And everyone says to me, "Well, why do you use the flip chart?" Okay, I always use that. That was a subconscious thing. I just automatically use the flip chart. And the reason I use the flip chart is because, dare I say it, I'm dyslexic. So I only learn from seeing things and visually. So it was a no-brainer for me. I just literally got the flip chart out and drew a picture on it and started talking. That was all I did. That was the strategy. There was no kind of, right, if I do this and this and this. No, it was just, right, okay, what am I going to talk about? Okay, I'll talk about this. Picture, there it is, done. And I think people like the fact that it's just raw like that as well. It's not glitz and glamour, but when I talk about, you know, when you talk about, you know, what do I think about to content creation wise and such like, I just kind of think about it in the morning and think, well, I've done one of those on this particular topic for a while, and I'll do that, you know, and draw something on the board and stand there and talk about it, you know. But a lot of it also is just because there's only a certain amount of things you can actually talk about. So you just can't regurgitate in the videos you've done before and just, you know, speak in a different way. Yeah, indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Obviously, hugely successful. It's a really good story, and no doubt a one thing that always concerns me about social media with my children and various things, that I imagine not all of the comments.
Do you know, you say that, you say that, but to be fair, I've had a few, don't get me wrong, I've had a couple, but I've not had, I've not had trolls and all this sort of stuff. No, I've had a few, bad comments, but you just brush them off, really. But other than that, no, it's all been positive for me. It's all been a positive experience. Absolutely. Absolutely. Anyone else? Yeah.
Where is that viral button? I can't find it.
It's on my phone. Yeah, absolutely.
Time for one more. Any burning question, Kieran? It's not really a question, it's more commenting on, well, comments really. We had two videos going viral, and the first one I got massively overwhelmed, and it had like 150 comments in 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I replied to like two of them, thought they're not going to. The second one that went viral, I thought, no, I'm going to sit here. I can't remember, my partner was out for the evening, I just sat there all evening replying to every single comment, and this, more for everyone in the room, is that I then ended up with that one. The first one I booked no appointments from. The second one, by replying to the comments, it drove more traffic to my website.
Yeah, indeed.
And I ended up booking like 5, 6 appointments.
Indeed. Yeah. The other thing to think about when you post as well is, when are you posting? That's really, really key, because if you're posting in the middle of the day, everyone's at work. You've got to think, because it's that early part. My best times to post, normally last thing on a Friday night or very early on a Saturday morning, because I know that everyone's at home. They're waking up, the first thing they do is they get on the phones, boom. And that's where my videos then just go. But again, a lot of that is knowing your audience and knowing, when they're about, when they're not about. Because you'll probably find if you do post during the day, that you'll find that it flatlines for a little bit, and then it will maybe spike in the evening. And you just got to kind of look at that and think, okay, well, actually, I need to be posting in the evening, as it were, as opposed to during the day, because obviously people are at work. Yeah, it's really important. Yeah.
Is it all organic, or do you do some?
Do I what? Sorry.
Do you do paid advertising?
No, I don't do any paid advertising.
All organic.
All organic. Yeah. All of that. I mean, what was that? Nearly 1 million, views and all the rest of it, as it were. I've not been paid. I've not paid a penny to TikTok. Nothing. Not a bean. In fact, they pay me now. So, so they pay me on a monthly basis. Yeah, probably a couple of £100 a month, I expect, for me just doing what I do, ultimately. And it's the same with Facebook. Facebook now pay me as well, because we've got past that level, as it were. I think it's with TikTok, if you get over 10,000 followers, as it were, then you can start, monetizing it.
I thought I was doing really well with 1,000 followers till you then messaged me and said, keep going. And
Keep going, keep going. Yeah, you got to keep going.
Is the creator fund now something that you're focusing on, or is it more still just driving traffic to your business?
Still just driving traffic. Yeah, it's just a Brucey bonus at the end of the day. It's the same. I mean, I get a lot of people now coming to me and asking me to start doing stuff with product. Will you start promoting this product? We'll give you £500 if you, do one video for us. And it's just like, no, the channel's not about that. It was never about that. It was always just about education. That was what it was always about. And I'm not going to go away from the core value just to make a few quid. I don't need to, because I'm making, money from everything else. So, indeed.
Right. Let's shout.
There we go.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I think it's safe to say we can all agree, extremely valuable, definitely not the last couple of minutes.
Thank you. Very good.
Is mine, we've run out of ink.